Welcome back. This is still the press on KAFTAN television, reaching you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. Right now, I've been joined by a guest in the studio to discuss and analyze some of the headlines that made it to our national dailies. And joining me this morning is Comrade Bitako Abubakar, who is the public affairs analyst and a politician. You're welcome, sir. It's glad to have you here join us.
Good morning, and good morning, viewers.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Good to have you.
It's a pleasure.
Let's dive in because our time is fast running. Now I'm going to start with the debate between the Labour and the federal government. The federal government has said, look, Labour, what we can offer you is 48,000 naira out of the 615,000 naira proposed by Labour, and the federal government is saying what they can offer is 48,000 naira, and Labour has said no and rather walk out during the negotiation. What is your take on all of this?
I must sincerely confess that I am quite embarrassed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I must say that. I'm saying this because going by the background of what is happening in the society and the rate of inflation, the high cost of living in Nigeria. The minimum wage is not at all commensurate.
All right, so before you continue, our viewers, right now our phone lines have been open for you to call in and give in your contribution or ask a question. All right, sir, continue, please.
How much is a bag of rice? You understand? What is 48,000 naira for crying out loud? 48,000 naira cannot fetch you anything. Don't forget, for civil servants that are either in Abuja or Lagos or Port Harcourt or Kano, you have to transport yourself, you have to pay accommodation, you understand, pay your student school fees, take care of your health, etc., etc. And what is 48,000 naira? What is the value of 48,000 naira compared to the dollar? Knowing fully that we have dollarized our economy.
Okay.
You understand? So the federal government should be human. Let me use that word. Should be human enough to increase. I was expecting they would say they will propose at least 150,000. Now, compare the wages of the civil servant and the politicians. How much is a councillor collecting per month? Not less than 350,000 naira.
Okay.
You understand? Not less than 350,000 naira. A councillor. How much this chairman of a local government is collecting? And don't forget they have allowances, huge bogus allowances attached or accrued to their services. Then the civil servant that the burden 85% to 90% of the burden of the economy or the tax force of Nigeria or the society lies upon him, is collecting just a peanut. It's quite embarrassing for a nation like Nigeria that is blessed and endowed.
Okay, now I understand your point, but the federal government has said that the 615,000 naira proposed is unrealistic. So what are you expecting with
if it is unrealistic? I've told you that they should have at least I was expecting they will start bargaining by saying 100, 150, so that at least they could be able to arrive at perhaps 200 to 250,000. Where the larger society could accept and agree with them, could say, no, this government is sensitive to the plights and demands of the citizenry. Are you with me?
Yes.
But what is 48,000 naira for crying out loud? 48,000 naira in Nigerian market now can only fetch you, if I'm not mistaken, 2 cartons of Indomie that you and I doesn't eat. Yes or no? One bag of meal rice in a state that produces the largest quantity of rice, that is Taraba, is 48,000 naira. One bag. One bag from the farm.
Oh.
One bag.
And you have to do transportation.
You have to transport it from the farm. You understand? Mill it, process it before consumption. So you need no less than 50,000 naira to buy a meal rice, process it, and make it ready for consumption. If you got 48,000 naira with an unmeal rice, then you need some money to buy condiments. You understand? That will make it ready for consumption. It's quite embarrassing, for crying out loud. So I'm calling on our government, the APC government, should not toy with the sensitivity of Nigerians, because we came into power with that slogan of Renew Hope, which is a brilliant slogan, and we should not abuse that, because that slogan gave Nigerians a hope that, look, with this manifesto or agenda, we think, or I think the voters agree to align with our manifesto or campaign promises, and therefore we should be sensitive.
Now, in the course of the negotiation, Labour rather walked out instead of staying back or to negotiate, or to tell the federal government, no, we can't do this, but they rather walked out in the course of the negotiation. Now, what is the way forward? Well,
I'm sorry to say, as a comrade, I will have equally done the same.
But what can
I am telling you, no, look, that is a big sign to tell you that we don't have your time. Are you with me? I am telling you 650,000. I am giving you evidences to back up. You and I are Nigerians. You and I goes to the same market. If, okay, you are a senator, for instance, or a minister, that you feel you enjoy, you are eating fat on the wealth of the nation, on the masses, citizens' taxes that we are paying, and that you feel you are comfortable. But for crying out loud, there are poorer people in your family, if not immediate, if not the nuclear family, but the extended family, who are calling you or sending you taxes on daily basis. I have this issue, I want to marry, my wife get birth, I want to send my child to school, my father is dead, or my mother is sick. You understand?
Yes.
They go to the same market, and you do attend community meeting or family meeting where you see the extended member of your family are looking wretched and haggard. As a human being, wouldn't you ask? Or before you, or the least, before you become the minister, you were an ordinary Nigerian, yes or no?
Exactly.
Some of these guys were ordinary. They were not occupying any position in the society. They campaigned for the government, and luckily enough, they were appointed ministers, and they should have, we expect they should transfer the first-hand experience, you understand, in governance. These guys, they did not say 650,000 naira without evidences to back up their proposition. I want to believe 100% that they have evidences to portray that this 650,000 naira is okay for a Nigerian worker. We will expect it as human beings, as servant leaders who are by nature, by philosophy of leadership, should be human enough to look at it, study it, then say, look, gentlemen, give their reasons equally. Reasons that could be tangible, reasons that could be reasonable, understandable by the citizens, by the representative of the workers and the citizens. Don't forget that the labor are not only representing the workers, but they are rather representing the Nigerian citizens, because for one worker, they are attached 10 or 20, even not more, of Nigerian citizens or his family members, not even his family members. Acquaintances are enjoying your salaries. Yes or no? Sometimes if you are coming to work, you see beggars, people you have never known, begging, and you give them out of what you earn, what you're supposed to use and your immediate family, but you give them out. They are families, other people's family, but because you are a human being, okay, you are a human being with that milk of human sympathy, you assist. So labor unions do not only represent civil servant or public servant. They represent the citizens. Just like our leaders are representing Nigerians. So we should be sensitive to the plights and demands of the citizens, for crying out loud.
Okay. Now let's look at it from this angle. The federal government has said, okay, what we are going to offer, what we can offer is 48,000 naira, amidst the 615,000 naira that was being proposed. States like the Edo state is already paying 70,000 naira minimum wage.
They're human.
Yes, but let's not also forget that it's not every state, not even every state,
not even every state
afford the 30,000 naira, even the 30,000. Not all states can afford it. So now even the private
please do not use the word afford, please.
but that's
cannot give. Say
okay, cannot give.
They don't have the political will. Not they cannot afford. Point of correction.
Oh, they can't afford. Okay, before we continue, let's quickly take this call. Oh, it's ended. Okay, now why the private sectors are saying okay, what we can do is 58,000 naira. For the federal government is proposing 58,000, the private sector is proposing for 58,000 naira. What is your thought on all this? Do you even
I think they are even human
enough, right?
They are even human enough. Do you know why? Do you know why I said that?
Why did you say
because so? The public sector do not operate in isolation. They are regulated by the policies of the government on ground. They are under the government. If today the government said we don't want the private sector to operate, they won't. If the government want to knock them out technically from business, they can increase heavy, humongous taxes on them that can knock them out of businesses. You understand? So in a nutshell, the private sector operate is a subsidiary of the government. They look at what the government in place, the policies and programs of government, then they now align and take advantage of. Are you with me? If the government says we are going to pay 250,000 naira, for example, the private sector will say, there is no way we have to pay that 58,000 naira.
Okay.
Let's go closer, perhaps, if not more. You understand? Now the private sector are playing, how do I say it, big man game in this circumstance. The government are saying, proposing 48,000 naira, they are proposing 58,000 naira.
Let's quickly take this call before we continue. Good morning, and what's your name? Where are you calling us from? Good morning. Go ahead, please.
This salary issue of the thing, let's look to the National Assembly now.
Okay.
And the presidency. Do you know there are some of the PAs that are collecting 1.something million per month? Are they not the people that we elected to take care of us? Do they get that money from another source or from a different source that doesn't concern the poor masses? Look, let's just be frank to each other. I have a friend who's supposed to be a graduate now. As I'm talking to you now, since over 3 years, not because he has carry on. He's writing his final exams now. What am I saying necessary? Because of this strike issue. The problem most of us, the poor masses, are having, let's just open it to ourselves now. Nobody wants to die. Nobody wants to be taken as a figurehead that this thing was done through the influence of 1 or 2 persons. We are all scared. How many people are on seat ruling the entire 200 and something million? But they hold us to ransom. There is one thing I believe one of my friends told me. He said there is a particular loss of power in the sense that the people in charge will use scarcity, hunger and so many other things to make you to adhere to their hearing and to whatever they want you to do for them. Let the salary. I am not working, I'm a student now.
Okay.
But at least, me, I don't even have anyone taking care of me. I labored for my school fees, I labored, I didn't have father, I didn't have mother. There are very few people, friends that do help me at times. But let this salary structure, as long as it is concerned now, be well taken care of once and for all. I lost my dad while he was in service. He's working in education. 2015. He was remaining 2 years to retire before his death. And as I'm talking to you, not even a penny has been given to us with the children. We don't have anybody, we don't have uncle, we don't have auntie. In fact, there is no uncle or auntie for now. The people who work, more especially, if government wants to take care of all these things, let's look to the governors. After 8 years, they are collecting pension. And some of them are sitting as a senator now. And they are still collecting this money. And they are saying there is no money. Government, in fact, the president, all our rulers, they know exactly what they are doing. If they say they don't know, it's a lie. Let all these things be rectified. And let the money to be, okay, look at primary school now. During our time, even before people in power now, there is nothing like nursery schools. But we all finished from this private, these public primary schools. Are they paid now? They still they are trying. Come and see the primary schools. The way they are teaching, there is no nursery school that can be compared to them. Go and watch them from the window. Very good teachers, humble, even they are not paid. They are happy to be there to teach the young ones that at least the poor masses that their parents already have money to take them to private schools. Let all these things just be put in place once and for all.
All right.
And more especially our problem now, we don't let our refineries be put in place, our Texas be put in place. I could remember when I was not even as old as this now, that is something now. When our Texas are working, I happen to see that so many African countries come to buy our materials. But today, we are importing everything because our leaders refuse to put this in place. I pray God will handle to their heart.
Amen.
And make peace.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you for calling. All right. You heard what the caller said. So please, you can go on, sir.
Well, from the submission of the caller, I think it is not against saying that, for crying out loud, it is high time for our leaders, for we Nigerians, to be sensitive, to be sensitive to one another's pliers and demands, and to be patriotic. Patriotic by building a strong, formidable, egalitarian society in the 21st century, for crying out loud. The indices of every successful government determines on how sensitive it is to the demands of the citizens. The composition of our leadership in Nigeria, from the chairman of local government to the governors, to the president, to the senators, the dual house of National Assembly, you understand, the senators, all in all put together, are they more than 4,000 to 5,000? They are not. At most 2,000 or 2,500. And check the population of Nigerians. You came through us. How? Because Nigeria is said to be operating a democratic system of government, which means, according to Abraham Lincoln, government by the people, for the people. You understand? People elect you for them, for you to work for them. You understand?
Yeah.
If people elect you, then what do you supposed to do? But there is one semi action of the democratic process we're operating in Nigeria. And what is the semi aspect? That is the wrong aspect of it. It is glaring in the contemporary Nigerian economic politics today that political offices are bought from the voters, which is not supposed to be so. In the eras of 1979,
we have, please you can go on.
In the eras of 1978-79 election, I could remember very well, my father was the chairman of NPN in the then, ward chairman in Jia, the local government of the present day Adamawa. When Shagari was coming to campaign in the then Gongola and coming to Jada, they bought food, they gathered money. It is the people that will gather money to welcome their candidate. But now, in the contemporary civilized society now, the reverse is the case. I contested House of Reps under the platform of APC last election, even though I could not go far. I knew the hurdles I encountered. Every stakeholder you visit and every individual or group of person that comes to align yours, he or herself or themselves with you or endorses you, you must scatter for everything they do use within that period. And whenever you are away from your, in fact, up to this moment I'm speaking, I'm still, having not even succeeded, I am still called upon by the members of my constituency and those who felt I should have gotten the ticket and I should have contested. They do call me to present their problems to me. You understand? So some of these political leaders haven't gone through this and succeeded.
Let's hear from this. Good morning, and where are you calling us from? Your name and location, please.
My name is Elias. Agidike Elias, and I'm talking from Benue State.
Good to have you. Let's hear your opinion, please.
My own opinion is about the minimum wage.
Okay.
That the government is paying for 48,000 naira. That is very, very, very wrong. What is the price of a boodle of gari now? The price of a boodle of gari in the market now is 1,000.
That is in Benue.
And a bag of gari is 100,000 naira. How do you think that the common man can feed himself? The senators and the members of the House of Reps, they are paying them 39 million every month. They decide their own salary. They decide their salary, and our own is negotiation. What type of government is that? Is that how Tinubu is going to rule this country? Can he succeed in 8 years? It's very, very bad.
Okay.
I don't think if you continue, he cannot succeed. Immediately he enter government, the first speech, his own first speech to the nation is the subsidy is gone. The subsidy is gone. The subsidy is gone and he cannot do anything. Up to now, he's promising a renewed hope. There is no renewed hope in his government.
Okay.
So, what I know is that the 615 is actually unrealistic.
Okay. All right, thank you for calling.
Thank you very much. That is my own suggestion.
All right, thank you, and do have a great day.
Thank you.
All right. Still on the minimum wage.
You see, I bet to disagree, to differ with the last caller. He said the Renew Hope is not what? It's not forthcoming.
Promising, yeah.
It's not promising. It's forthcoming.
It's forthcoming.
It's forthcoming because by virtue of the fact that it is this May 29 that will make
1 year in office.
1 year in office. And you know, the fortunate aspect of it, the second fortunate aspect of it is the president is a person that listens to counseling or advice or suggestion if so reached his table. You understand? He'll do listen and act quickly. Nigerians, while analyzing the achievement or the policies of the government, we should not quickly forget that the governance or the government is
Let's quickly
existing.
take this call. Good morning. Nice to have you join us. Your name and location, please.
Hello.
Good morning. Welcome to the press. Your name and location.
Please, I'm Coach Tefa Abuja.
Welcome to the program.
I'm Coach Tefa Abuja, precisely calling from Boko, Benue State.
Please go ahead.
Thank you. Really, the situation we're having in this country is unjustifiable. I think it's very unfortunate that Nigeria is a failed state. Are we going to talk about insecurity? Are we going to talk about a high rate of unemployment? Are we talking about, to an extent, that feeding in Nigeria has become a problem? So, the government is not ready to take the bull by the horn.
Okay.
If you start talking about the problem of Nigeria today, it's endless. I am about 45, 48 years old. I went to a primary school whereby during those days, during Shagari's days, if your drawing book, your writing book, your pencil got finished, you go to your headmaster and show him. He will assign you and pick a book from his office and give it to you. You go back to the class. I don't know how we are going to solve this problem. Nigeria is endowed with human capital. We have brains. Population is strength. That is the strength countries like China they are using. Population is strength. Nigeria is the most populated black nation in the world. We have so many people who have brains that can transform this country, but there's something wrong somewhere along the line.
Okay.
It's very, very unfortunate that if you start talking about the problem today, it's endless. Is it, I think they are talking about pension reform form, they will go and borrow money from it. How are we sure that these people can make use of this fund? And what do you really need this fund, this borrowing? You borrow from abroad, borrow, yes, state government borrow, everybody borrow. You're just depositing debts for the unborn generation that are coming. You don't even think about those that are yet unborn.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for calling and do have a great day.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, KAFTAN TV.
Good morning and welcome to the press. Your name and location, please.
Exactly. This is Akim calling from Lagos.
Okay. Welcome, Akim.
Yes, and hello to your analyst, even though it's quite long time. I think I've seen this face before. But anyway, let me go on my analysis contribution.
Please go ahead.
I think I will buttress the last speaker as well. You see, the truth here is that I'm rather sorry to say this. We don't have direction. Nigeria, we don't have direction, and it is not necessarily this present administration. No, the problem has been compiled, not even Buhari time. Right from the time we resumed to democracy, we have been having this problem. Now the issue is this. We are criticizing those. I'm sorry, I don't like it. I don't like even those that are agitating for what you call separatists. Okay.
Okay.
Those that want Biafra, those that want Abuja, and so on and so forth.
All right.
Look, some of them have tangible reasons for want to pass away, because it seems like our being together doesn't give us sense. That is a strength, so that last person said. So the thing now is this. Let me just narrow it down to issue of labor. Normally, salary payment, I thought in the constitution, after 5 years supposed to be reviewed. How long has anything been reviewed like that? That 30,000 naira has been for decades. Now again, the government themselves supposed to realize that when they are bringing any policy, what is their thought before even bringing this policy to the country? Because when you try to bring policy of this, policy of that, do they have any thinking that, okay, this will be the side effect or that will affect? And mostly those that suffer this negative impact of the policies are the less privileged of this country. Like the calculation statistics you are having there, very few are representing us, but the truth is that they don't actually represent the interest of the country. So at this junction now, if the president may be having the true sincerity wants to turn things around, but I keep on emphasizing on it. If at this moment Nigerian masses, the less privileged, were tired, not because we hate his policy and other things like that. If Mr. President can have another idea of bringing the policy in such a way that will not affect majority of the less privileged of Nigeria, good to go.
All right.
Let him come with it. And if the policy can only affect the few, look, no policy that you bring that will be affecting the less privileged that you think Nigeria will want to welcome it. It's not going to work.
All right.
So I hope Mr. President is listening. Most of these policies, they are really anti-people. They may look good, but they are anti-people in the implementation. And those that he are signing, and those that are advising him, seem like they are not giving him the right advice. So I let him look deep into it. I pray for Nigeria. May God bless Nigeria, bless all of us. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you for calling. Do have a great day.
Hello.
Good morning and welcome to the press.
Good morning.
Your name and location, please. Very well.
Okay, I'm Helen, calling from Benue, Macaulay.
All right. Please go ahead. Could you please turn down the volume of your television?
You are well done.
Thank you, ma.
I've been online listening to everybody's contribution.
All right.
But what I want to say is that the Tinubu inaugural speech, what the promises he gave to Nigerians, is not going about it.
Okay.
And the next thing is that all the foodstuffs in the market are going up. Transport fare going up. Everything higher every day. How are we, the masses, going to survive? In fact, look at fuel now. We buy fuel for 1,000 per liter. Where has it ever happened in the history of Nigeria? I would say Buhari's regime is even far better than what we are facing now.
All right. Thank you for your contribution.
Thank you.
Do have a great day. Yeah. All right, sir. Our time is fast kicking, but I asked a particular question and I want to get the answer from you. Now the Labour Party has walked away in the course of the negotiation. What is the way forward? What are we expecting?
No, they will definitely come back.
Okay.
They will, as they walk away, you know, they have to go and ventilate. The federal government will now rethink. Then they will come back.
Let's quickly take this call before we move to the next topic.
Hello.
Good morning and welcome to the press.
How are you?
Very well, thank you. Your name and location, please.
My name is Sunday Shepherd from Adama State, Jada local government. That my brother seated there is saying something very important. But I want to talk on the minimum wage.
All right, please go ahead.
Abdul Salam, God bless Abdul Salam, General Abdul Salam. He came in and he increased. Is it 3,005 without a consulting or no any negotiation? Obama came in 9,000 and it's paid, and everybody is happy. The money, every worker has a chain, a family, friends, well-wishers, everywhere. Everybody was jubilating. We came to Yaradua and Goodluck. The governor has not paid the 18,000 and the 30,000 is not paid. And today they are negotiating. Why the money given to the reps and senate is not negotiable? How? People, the president should sit down well, don't listen to that Shetima, because he subsidized the pilgrimage something without negotiating anything. Let them sit down and just announce the minimum wage in a way that will help this country. Back of May is about 80,000. How can you give 48,000? Please, these are my problem. Let them sit, let him open his ear and listen to this Abuja KAFTAN television and do something better for Nigeria.
All right.
Subsidize everything, and now we are not enjoying. Our brothers are dying. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your contribution and do have a great day.
In fact, I align myself with the last caller.
Minimum
wage is supposed not to be negotiated.
But
that's the bottom line.
But it's
because every president has his or her economic teams.
But the 615,000 seems unrealistic.
You understand? No. Before even the proposition of the labor,
okay,
the federal government naturally should be able to kind of affect the wages of its citizens, going by indices, economic indices on ground, for crying out loud.
All right, sir, we've spent so much time on the minimum wage and our time is fast kicking. But before we wrap up the show, you are a politician and I want to get your opinion on this particular river crisis. Fubara said here, we have defeated them. My enemies now sleep with eyes open. This is coming from Fubara. Now, this you are a politician, like I said. This river crisis has lingered more than we expected. Even after the president intervened, it still continues. So, what do you think is What is your take on all of this?
You know, it's very unfortunate. What is happening in River State is happening. If I'm not mistaken, it has happened in the era of Amici, Rotimi Amici, and co. I am fully aware that Amici and the Mweke, the present FCT minister, were not in good terms, and that was why they parted away. You understand? But the bottom line, what I will say is, as a politician and as a citizen and a public affairs analyst, is for the Riverians to be able to shed their swords and a kind of allow peace to reign and embrace development, bring development to the states. Unnecessary fighting here and there is making them, is a kind of giving them a kind of stamp that these people are troublesome, which is not going to be healthy to their extended relationship, extended leadership in the whole of it. Because every Nigerian will say, these people are troublesome people, they are Wahala people. They cannot even resolve their internal crisis or issues. You understand? It's quite unfortunate. I can't imagine, you see, that is the seamy side of Nigerian democracy in the whole. A governor, when leaving, he will bring his loyalists and expect that his successor should dance completely.
God for that reason, do you think it is advisable?
I don't even want to hear that word. Should dance completely to his tunes and to his demands. It is never done so. You can't give back to a child and tell a child that, look, you married a leper or a leper, or you marry a blind, or you understand, or you marry that dirty lady, or you marry that thief. You understand? It is not done. That is the cynical side of our democracy in Nigeria. Bringing somebody handpicking when others people have all what it takes. You say, no, this person is scary. This person will come and betray me. You understand? This person is smart enough. So when I give him opportunity, he will come and double cross me. He will not listen to me. You understand? He will he will even do far better than what I did. So my record, I don't want anybody to succeed my record or to supersede my record. Is quite very unfortunate.
Are you trying to say that Wike is still trying to stay relevant on the River State?
Not only him, that is applicable, but their problem is so conspicuous. Their issue is more conspicuous than the other issues in some state. It happened in my state during Dambaba versus Jolly Inyame. The late Dambaba of blessed memory and the former governor Dambaba this thing. And it happened when Sani Aladi, when Dambaba failed with his deputy governor and he fell apart. They had a little issue, so to say. He was removed as deputy governor, brought another deputy governor. When Dambaba fell sick, then they removed the deputy governor because he wanted to supersede, and so on and so forth. It happens all over Nigeria. There are many examples, good examples in Nigeria, which is supposed not to be. For crying out loud, it is high time for our governors to realize that they are there to give services to their people.
All right.
You understand, and not to become emperors.
Okay, in just 2 seconds, or rather in 60 seconds, you are an APC member. You are a loyalist of the APC.
I am a critical stakeholder of APC.
A critical stakeholder of the APC. Wow, that's great. Now it's almost 1 year in office. How would you rate the administration of your party? You
see, there are many issues inherent in Nigeria. Multi-purpose, multi-dimensional, multi-sectorial issues. That it takes a serious government to handle and to make it right. And that is why I often said in many avenues, in many fora, that 4 years term in Nigeria and in Africa can never make a government to succeed. 4 year terms, not even 5, not even 6. We need a committed government that will last for 10 years minimum to effect changes. When you look at Nigerian issues, oh my God, you feel like it is suffocating. That is why every Nigerian is lamenting. But the bottom line is the missing gap is patriotism. Every Nigerian should be patriotic.
All right.
Should look towards what do you have to contribute towards the development, towards bringing positive changes to Nigerian society should be the bottom line of every Nigerian.